What up, Dokkaners? So it looks like Dokkan made a big fat oopsie, and a pretty big one indeed. So we're gonna go ahead and explain the situation. I know some of you guys are probably already aware, but for those of you who are not, some of you might have seen this happen to your own respective games and you're kind of freaking out. So I wanted to fill you guys in on what's going on here. What this issue, I'm sure, will be fixed very soon. This is too big of a problem for them to not fix and make right immediately. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tweet that is making the rounds all around the world. It is this right here. So shout out to Zetsu and anyone else who fell victim to this. Conversion of expired coins. The expired limited coins have been converted into the following items: 705 carnival coins. Now, why does this matter? Well, it's too early. We are still not at the end of the GDC's redemption period. The celebration itself is over, but there are still some special items, coins, stones that you still have time to redeem and pick your characters. And I have not even made my video yet. And you guys know one of the main things that I talk about on this channel that I always try to push is that it's a good idea to wait until the end of an interval, not necessarily the final frame of that interval, because that's a little too close, but towards the end, you just have more options. When it comes to gacha gaming, the entire premise of the business side of the gacha game is to coerce you, the consumer, into buying things the second you can. Impulse buying. They want to get you to buy, regret, buy more to course correct, regret that, buy again, buy. They want your money. They don't care about you. They just want your money. That's how the gacha game works. So to combat this, the best way is to develop some sort of a discipline to reduce the temptation of that impulse buying by giving yourself the most amount of options towards the end of an interval, because by then you would see the clear picture. So what I'm saying when it comes to that is, when it comes to the Global Dokkan celebration, had you spent your special stones and whatnot on day one, you might not have been aware of some of the EZAs that were coming up. Now, all of a sudden, you regret not picking up those characters with your special stones. Now you're more tempted to summon on the banner. That banner might shaft you. You've spent more stones. Now you have to buy stones to recoup your losses. It can just go on and cascade into more and more problems. So if you just wait until the end of the celebration, you have the most amount of options available. I think a lot of you guys have started to understand that philosophy, and you guys have been doing that. And so this person is one such example of someone who is waiting towards the end of the interval to actually pick up whatever characters they wanted. This person wanted to buy someone with their special carnival coins, but they don't have the option anymore because Dokkan stupidly converted it. Why did they do it? The reason for this is simple. They pulled an oopsie. With the extension from Part EX, all of the deadlines were changed, but they forgot to simply make the change for the coins. So if we go back to July, during the heyday of the Global Dokkan celebration, when they dropped this explaining the coins and everything, we see the usual stuff: 1 Dokkan Festival coin for every 5 stones, yada yada yada. You can exchange them between one another. You can use all of them for one character. You can switch then to the next one, whichever one you want. But notice here the end date. In addition, the 2 types of coins can be exchanged for the corresponding coins until August 18th, 8 a.m. This was before Part EX was even a thing. Once Part EX entered the equation with the LR Gohan, the extension kicked in. And so not only were these coins extended to the 25th, but also the Global Stone, the Premium TUR Stone, the Premium LR Stone, all of these different things, their deadlines were extended. And as such, you have more time to make your decision on which characters you want to pick up, which is well within your rights. You don't have to buy these characters right away. You can take your time with it. But they took that option out of your hands by simply just force converting, which is normally what happens anyway. So this is not some like extra step that they added to screw you over. This is just simply a mishap. But like at the end of GDC, so in 6 days, if you still don't convert these into their regular coins, you don't lose anything. You're not in trouble. Nothing is lost. They will just simply auto convert it for you. So they just did it a little too soon. They jumped the gun. So honest mistake, sure. Little fumble, sure. Dokkan turned stupid, sure. You know, whatever the case may be, it's a goof, it's an oopsie. They have to fix it because this directly impacts your stones, your currency, the amount of money you're investing in the game. It's too big of a thing for them to not fix. The question is, how soon are they going to do it? I'm recording this on the 18th of August, and we've still got under a week, 6 days and counting, right, until the deadline hits. So the longer this takes, the less time people are going to have to react to the fact that their coins have been returned, and then in turn actually pick up whichever character they want. So whenever we actually get this, I'll try to make a video as soon as possible to let you guys know. But we'll talk about now how they're probably going to fix this. So I was speaking to Proton. Shout out Proton. He's my he's the brains behind the operation. I always ask him stuff and he always has all the insights. Data miner. So Don't take his word for it, but this is just him speculating as we were discussing this. As far as how they're going to fix it, they'll probably fix it in one of two ways. Either just giving back the coins that they exchanged, or they do a rollback. A rollback might be a much more complicated process, because a rollback, to put it in Dragon Ball terms, it's like a Whis temporal do-over, right? You know how Frieza blew up the planet? Whis just went nope, and then rewinded it? That would create more potential issues, because let's just say, for example, this person, right, with those 700 carnival coins that were converted. Okay, so he's thinking, all right, well, I'm screwed. Might as well use these coins. All right, you know what? I'm going to go buy it's Frieza. I'm going to go buy a baby with my 700 coins. Now I'm going to go Dokkan Awaken these guys. I'm going to put Kais into them. I'm going to max link level them. And then all of a sudden, roll back. Well, if you roll it back, what happens to these characters? Do they stay? Do they unexist? How is all that stuff going to happen? I feel like this is going to create more problems. So what I think they'll more realistically do is they'll probably just give you the coins that they just force converted. Meaning, if you are someone who fell victim to this, you probably will win in the end by getting some extra coins. I wouldn't bank on it. So in anticipation of this possibly happening, I would not recommend that you guys spend whatever coins you were force converted. Don't take this like Toon is saying, oh, I should go spend my coin. No, that's not what I'm saying. This is just merely speculating on how they could potentially fix it. They could fix it that way, or they could do a rollback or something else. I don't know. It's just speculation. So another thing you could do is just to straight up avoid the Baba Shop. I feel like at this point, probably everyone affected has already been in the Baba Shop. But if we look at this tweet, it only happened when you click on treasure. So if you, as long as like, if you go to exchange and you don't click on treasure, but you go to Zenny, you go to trade points, you go to secret treasure chest, I think you'll be okay if you're concerned, like really concerned about that sort of thing. But I mean, again, I'm sure they're going to fix this. This is not something that they need to be doing to anger their player base right before the fan meetup. We have a fan meetup coming up in September. So if they don't fix this before that, which surely they will, I mean, that would just breed so much contempt from the people attending that venue. That would not be good. Not good at all. When are they going to do this? It could happen tonight. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 5 minutes. I don't know. But one realistic destination point could potentially be in the upcoming maintenance. So there is a maintenance scheduled. I was going to make another video for this, but I guess I'll just include it in this one. There is a maintenance scheduled for August 20th at 6 p.m., 1 hour after Global's daily reset for 7 hours. So this is going to be the implementation of the new update. Now, I've talked about this before. This update is the one that they've alluded to back in the middle of July, where they said that after the version update, some devices may experience slower app performance. So once again, friendly reminder, this is probably going to do that to your device if you've got an older device. I have a 13 Pro Max. I think I'm okay. But if you have an older device, you might start to experience some issues. Also, this is going to be where they end the one Dragonstone hit a potential skill recalibration promotion. So if you are trying to finish any characters, you know, in terms of reworking them, just keep that in mind. So you have a couple of days left for that. But in here, this would probably be the best place for them to do it. Unfortunately, it would cost us a couple of days, but this would be the latest that I think that they could do this without angering people. I think that there needs to be some sort of a compensation more than just one stone. I think there should be at least maybe like 5 or 10 for those affected. But I don't imagine it's going to be anything too much more than that, because as long as they just give you back the coins, everything is fixed. And as long as you have enough time, everything is okay. So don't expect the world from this in terms of compensation if you are affected. But do keep an eye out on the channel. Keep an eye on, if you have social media, keep an eye on Twitter or whatever. And make sure you guys stay on top of the news. I will do my best to let you guys know the instant this is fixed. So that way, those of you who got shafted can still make your decisions. And don't worry, I will still be making a video on which characters to pick up, in my opinion, with your special stones, your coins, and all that good stuff. But do keep in mind, all this stuff ends in under a week. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on this screw up on Dokkan's part. Were you affected? If so, which character were you planning on buying before this forced conversion took place? How many coins was it? Let me know what you guys think as far as compensation. What do you think they're going to do? How soon do you think they're going to act? Feel free to share your details, your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of myself do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.